Women, what are some questions you've always wanted to ask men, but were too embarrassed? Do you use that opening in your boxers/briefs to pee, or do you just pull down the top of your boxers/briefs? That little opening just doesn't seem that useful. Thank you in advance. The age-old debate, over the fence or through the gate? Over the fence 100%. I just can't get the hang of finding my junk in the small hole. I'm an over-the-fence man at my own house and in a stall, through the gate in a urinal. Honestly, how thoroughly do you wipe your butt? What about cleaning it in the shower? And unrelated, how open are you to the idea of prostate massages/any kind of sexual attention being paid to your asshole? If you're straight, do you ever include any of that in masturbation? Would it feel weird/uncomfortable if a partner wanted to? I wipe until I don't see any more poo. Has to be clean, can't stand the idea of rogue poo while walking around. Gross. Also, I really am not into the butt stuff. Don't like anything being inserted into there. Also don't like putting anything into other people's butts either, because of the poo. But everyone's different. You are a person who I think will greatly appreciate a bidet shower or hose. I'ma keep it real, I did not think my balls were that interesting, LMAO. Neither did I. Surprising to see that most of the top comments are about balls. They're the one true mystery. We can see what the dick is doing when you're naked, just kinda, hanging out there, near the front. Using both placement and knowledge of its flaccid mobility, we can figure out how it would move under most circumstances. The balls, though, where do they go? Wouldn't they always be in the way? I've pictured it so many times and can never quite work out how you're not constantly annoyed by them. Do you ever worry about what your friends think of the attractiveness of your girlfriend/wife? Like, are you ever worried that people you know don't find her good looking or judge you for being with her? This question is obviously coming straight from my insecurities, lol. I actually did have this fear with my last girlfriend. She was a bigger girl and I wasn't really concerned about what they thought, but just didn't want anyone being judgmental toward her. It's hard to explain. I wasn't ashamed of her or anything, just hate the thought of people judging her by her appearance. 100% this. I never was concerned about how she came off to friends, but her insecurities about her looks made me insecure for her, even if they were unwarranted. I always wanted to protect her feelings, and if she was worried, I was worried. Frankly, and ultimately my friends didn't care, never would have worried about it if she hadn't ever mentioned it. Someone probably already asked this, but is it hard/difficult to shave your balls? Funny cause during the act I feel like, man, this is perfect. Got it all, then I dry off and I'm like, did I get any of it earlier? This is so true. Shave dry with a DE safety razor, my dude. It will change your life and you'll never look back. Do guys really appreciate a woman that makes the move? Whether you are newly dating or married for years, I want him to feel wanted by me and I want to convey that. Or do guys feel it could threaten them a little bit? I know it sounds weird and maybe old school, but I have always wondered what the answer is. Thanks! Edit. Wow! So many great responses. Thank you all! I am planning a special night for my thanks to all the great suggestions on here. I'm going to make the night all about him. Appreciate? Most of us are desperate for that. Also, I am not sure about the accuracy of this statement, but the relationships where the women made the first move, according to stats, 86% of them ended in marriages. Also, it feels great to be wanted by someone when all your life you have been doing for everyone else. Does a woman's height matter? What about weight? Is using urinals when they're all full but there's one left, is it awkward? Do you mind a little hair down there, even if it's nicely trimmed and short? As a tall guy, a woman taller than me would be weird at first, but not an issue. Honestly, I think there is no difference between men and women when it comes to their partner's weight. Some people don't care at all, but most people probably have a point where they don't find it particularly appealing. And the hair thing really doesn't matter. I prefer less, but again, it's not an issue. Also, tall guy, 2 meters. I've encountered very few women of equal or greater height and dated none of them. But a recurring though of mine was I should probably marry a tall woman. I find it attractive and I bet there are a bunch of them out there who just want to wear heels on date nights and not feel like a skyscraper next to their partner. Besides, our kids would be superhumans. But in the end, I married someone with average height, 1.7 meters. It doesn't matter. What are some of your thoughts on girls making the first move? My first long-term relationship started that way in college. We had hung out and flirted a bunch, culminating in us watching a movie at her apt and her shoving me against a wall when I was about to leave afterward. It was a shock, it was a surprise, and I'll never forget that night so long as I live. Girl nearly half my size just took her shot. I'm not a romantic, but damn. How often do men want to be hugged? Does it feels clingy if a girl offers it every now and then? Edit. This thread felt like a survey XD. And reading all the comments, I think the conclusion is 97% of men loves it and most of them are really starved of hugs. 2% of men don't mind if they are offered. 1% don't like it. Thanks to all the men out there for opening up. Girls, just shower your so with the hugs. They love it as much as we do. For the rest 3%, just ask for their consent. I don't know how many guys I speak for, but for me, being hugged by a girl you're dating or are close with is like getting permission to relax and be happy. I'm with someone who buys me flowers to make me smile. What would be something I could do similarly for him that is non-sexual that would brighten his day? Compliment him. He may not show it on the outside, but he's giggling and blushing on the inside. The jokes about guys holding on to single compliments for literal years is absolutely true. What happens to your balls when you run? Are they just banging around? Do they stick between your thighs? Do they end up tucked? I've been dying to know. Thanks. Update. Did not expect this to blow. Thank you for the awards and all of the insightful and valuable information. For most answers I received, I had more questions which were answered before I could even ask them. I can now say that I know what happens to your balls when folks are in motion or stationary. Again, thanks y'all. This had been bugging me for a while, lol. The nutsack isn't always floppy. It scrunches up or loosens. They don't flop when scrunched. Also, underwear keeps it in place. I run a couple miles a few times a week, and the physiological changes to the jungle area when I return are quite astounding. It's like we have a built-in sports bra to handle the boys. The big man up top withdraws quite a bit too. If not, the floppiness would be really uncomfortable. So it's automatic? You just start running and your balls somehow get the memo? Kinda. It has a lot to do with where blood is being directed, and if you're just running, it's generally not being directed to the genitals. It's temperature, arousal, touch, pain, etc. Is it true that guys generally hesitate or avoid going up to and talking women that are super attractive? I mean, like a 9 or a 10 tenths? Is attractiveness/appearance something that makes you stall when shooting your shot? Can't speak for all guys, but what I tell myself, why the hell would someone like her be interested in someone like me? No, as a guy I feel like you spoke for me very well. Yeah, for me too. Does what our vaginas look like truly matter to you? Like girls having longer lips and such. I've always felt incredibly self-conscious about guys going down on me, even if guys have never mentioned it before. Edit. Strangers on the internet finally made me feel good about my body. Vaginas are like pizza. Whatever it looks like, it's still going in my mouth. Reading this with my husband, I'm asking random questions on this thread, he answers, and this one had us to laughing so hard. That's a great idea for date night with the wife. Do you guys wipe your dick after you go pee? Or do you just shake it, assume it's good, then put it back in your pants? Doesn't that leave a little bit of pee in the tip? Why would you do that instead of just taking a bit of toilet paper and dabbing your ween? Edit. I don't mean wiping your dick like you'd wipe your ass. I'm realizing now that wipe was the wrong word, LMFAO. No matter how much you wiggle and dance, the very last drop goes down your pants. Do you play with your balls like we play with our tits? Like juggle and stuff? Or is that too painful? What is the action that actually hurts balls? Is there anything you think it compares to in female anatomy? What does it feel like to get hit accidentally, not kicked purposefully but like flicked, etc., in the balls? What hurts the balls is sudden pressure. For example, if I am running away from my neighbor Jim who just caught me shitting in his lawn, my balls are gently slapping against my leg, which does not hurt. However, when Jim catches me and kicks me in the balls, that is a very sudden application of a very high amount of pressure, which hurts quite a lot. A sharp and intense pain that radiates into the lower abdomen. If I had to describe it, it'd be like a super intense and sharp stomachy ache. On the balls themselves, you probably know already. Haven't you ever taken a hit to the ovaries or kidney? It's pain to an organ. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel that would not miss the daily videos, as well as click on the video. Have a nice day. Good luck to all.